In this video, I'll be taking you through my top 10 inspirational quotes from the Shawshank Redemption. I'll also be explaining how they might apply to your mental health. Greetings, my name is Nigel Mayo and welcome to my channel Salad Cream Boy. If you're finding me for the first time, this channel releases weekly content aimed at improving your mental health. For more information on what this channel offers, there's a link in the description for my channel trailer. Right then, with that out the way, let's begin, shall we? At the time of the release of this video, even though it looks like that we might be over the worst of it right now, the world is still having to deal with the most devastating and life-changing pandemic that we've seen, at least in recent history. Another word to add to that is isolating. Even though that the public may not have done anything wrong, which to be quite honest they haven't, a lot of people are still feeling like the homes of their own little personal prison. This brings me to the Shawshank Redemption. This is the story of a wealthy young banker called Andy who is wrongfully put in prison for a crime that he didn't commit. Through befriending one of his fellow inmates called Red, the story follows him as he has to adapt to a life in prison. Not only do I think this is an amazing piece of art, but I think it mirrors a situation that we're in right now. Not only right now, but it actually mirrors and it gives you advice on how to handle most, if not all, difficult situations. I think that most people, if not all people, think that they're kind of an Andy right now. Through no fault of our own, we're all having to isolate in our homes right now, and this brings me neatly along to the point of this video. Coming up now are my top 10 favourite inspirational quotes from the Shawshank Redemption. Remember, if you get any value from this video, remember to smash that like button and put in the comments what's your favourite part of the Shawshank Redemption. The world went and got itself in a big damn hurry. This quote comes from a character called Brooks, and it's applicable now as it was back in 1947. Everything in this world is moving really quickly, and it's really important to be able to adapt to the situation, and in this case, the restrictions. So with that, if we're able to do that, then we're much more likely to be able to understand the situation and be able to take advantage of opportunities as they arise, no matter how small they might be. Prison life consists of routine, and then more routine. This is one of Red's, played by Morgan Freeman's, narrations. This is to outline how routine is so important in life and work and how it helps to create structure. The idea of routine in this quote is to suggest the monotony of routine. There are some things in life that really do need to be done daily, weekly, and even monthly. And yes, routine by its very nature can imprison you, but consistent and repetitive and valuable actions are a must. So yes, routine can be boring, but it can also be your best friend, if you let it. Remember Red, hope is a good thing, and no good thing ever dies. So, from this quote, Andy is suggesting to Red that you need to keep your hopes alive, even at the darkest of times. Red gets angry and counters to that hope can be a really dangerous thing, and also that hope can drive a man insane. Andy, of course, disagrees with that and tells Red that hope gives you something that they can't get to, something they can't touch, and something that's truly yours. We all need to keep our hopes up even when it feels like everything is going against us at the time. Hope can keep us positive when things aren't going our way when we really need them to, and it gives us the drive to keep going. Get busy living or get busy dying. Andy says this in the point of the movie where it looks like he's lost all of his hope completely and is worried about his mental health. However, when I think a bit more about this quote, I think that it's more of an observation on the choices that we have. Do something and survive, or do nothing and die. Metaphorically speaking, of course. So, whether you're a business owner, blogger, YouTube content creator like myself, or if you're on a journey to improve your own mental health with your own goals in mind, we have to get busy. We have to try and work hard and try and move in the directions of our hopes and dreams. If we don't, we're unlikely to achieve those goals and our dreams might die. Yes, that might be a little bit dramatic, but I hope you get the point. Oh, Andy loved geology. I imagine it appealed to his meticulous nature. An ice age here and a million years of mountain building there. Geology is a study of pressure and time. That's all it takes really. Pressure and time. This is probably my favourite quote from the movie. Don't worry, I'll be careful here, there could be spoilers. So, in this quote, Red is talking about Andy's interest in stone carving, and how it basically has the same process as geological changes. A combination of pressure and time. I suppose we might say the best way of achieving our goals is to apply pressure, or sustained effort, over prolonged periods, or time. Honestly, I can personally testify this when it comes to YouTubing. Not only that, but it applies to a wide variety of things such as personal training, getting into shape, and even getting yourself into a positive frame of mind. It's all about repetition, repetition. I forget the third one. Never mind. We need to be prepared to grind through it, put in the effort if we want to see the results over time and see the growth. Hear what you like so far? Great, hit that like button. Now back to the action. And still he kept sending those letters. This is Red talking about Andy's persistence in front of what is seemingly an impossible task. In the movie, Andy is trying to build a library for his fellow inmates. He asks the prison warden if there's any funds to do this, to which he point blank says no. So each week he writes a letter requesting the funds. After 6 years, that's right, 6 years, he finally gets $200 for this. This of course in turn inspires Andy to start sending 2 letters to get even more funds for the library. Eventually he's rewarded $500. The letter also states that the prison is going to get $500 annually for the fund for the library. So Andy persisted with all those letters and tells Red that they can't ignore him forever. So what's the lesson here, you may ask? Persistence pays off. He always fought, that's what I remember. He fought because he knew if he didn't fight, it would make it that much easier not to fight the next time. Andy was constantly violently targeted by a certain group that we won't mention here, but he always tried to fight them off. Even though Andy was always brutalised by this group, he never made it easy for them and always put up a fight. We have to fight for the things that we want and the people that we love, even if we're unsure of what the outcome might be and even if we think that the odds might be against us. It's a very difficult lesson to put into practice, but if we do our best to maintain our fighting spirit, we give ourselves the best chance to achieving our goals. That's where I want to live the rest of my life. A warm place with no memory. Open up a little hotel right on the beach. Buy some worthless old boat and fix it up new. Take my guests out charter fishing. You know, in a place like that. I could use a man who knows how to get things. This is of course Andy talking about his hopes and dreams and how he plans to move to Mexico and live by the coast if he ever got out of prison. This is the place that he fell in love with when he took his late wife there. Like hope, our goals and dreams are really important to hold on to. They give us the motivation to achieve them. Without them, we're directionless. The thing is, our dreams give us focus and they remind us what we're trying to achieve. If you've come this far, maybe you're willing to come a little further. I really don't want to give out any spoilers, so I'm going to have to try and be careful here. So this is Andy giving Red a bit of encouragement on an action that he's advised him on and that Red has already started taking. These words are telling Red that all he has to do is go a little bit further to reach his goal. To me, this is all about committing to a plan and seeing it all the way through to the end. The thing is about starting anything in life, including a journey to a better positive attitude, is that the first step is usually the hardest one to take. Again, I of all people can relate to this, as it took absolutely forever to get my first video out. But once I got it out there, no matter how cringeworthy it is, it made it so much easier to keep going. You'll have to pry it up to see. This is Red's goal. Andy has given Red clear and precise instructions on how to achieve his goal. However, it's up to Red to find and achieve that goal himself. So whether it's building a business, getting into shape, or developing a positive mental attitude, there is an unlimited amount of Andys telling us how to do something. But ultimately, the only person who's going to bring that change is you. So it's up to us to use those instructions and do it ourselves. So believe it or not, I'm 36 going on 37 at the moment. Yes, I know you're probably thinking, but Salad Green Boy, you look nothing older than 25. Well, you'd be surprised on how often I actually do get that. The point is, I saw this movie when I was a kid, and through to today, this remains one of my favourite movies. And it really does stand up to the test of time. Anyway, I really do hope that some of these points I tried to make today are really helpful to you. If you did get any value from this content, I'd like to ask that if you'd consider liking it. Subscribe to this channel if you want to hear more hints and tips on how to improve your mental well-being, and please consider leaving a comment on any feedback if you like the video and what again is your favourite quote from the movie. Because at the end of the day, it gets dark.